What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing all the monsters that were the two monsters that were cut from the game before they even made it in. The first one is going to be the MS-24 Leviathan. Apparently this monster was supposed to be a wildlife monster, kind of like the Tyrant and the Sloth, and it was cut from the game because of technical issues, which I'm going to show later on after this short video. It's a 37-second video that you can check up on YouTube. It's called MS-24 Leviathan, and it's by one of the developers of Turtle Rock. So it's very cool. I'm going to show you guys right now. I just want to go ahead and say too, this head right here looks a little bit similar to Meteor Goliath. But I gotta tell you right here, man, those are the eyes, man. This design looks already really cool. Looks really, 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 really cool. I like that a lot. Not a lot of people know about this video, which is why I'm going to be showing it now. Definitely should check it out. I don't even know if this is sheer. I don't think this is sheer. I think this is just some planet that they were testing it on. Or maybe this is a new map that they were gonna put in the game. But yeah, this is it's the Leviathan. So what it does, so it's clearly a worm, right? But what it does is that when a hunter passes by or goes through the area, this thing will snatch them up, eat them, and then vanish right back into the ground. And it instantly kills the hunter. Yep, it's an instant kill whenever it grabs a hunter, which is actually insane. I mean, like, imagine just running through chasing the monster with your squad, and then this worm just comes out of the ground and snatches you, and it just instantly kills you. I don't think it was a good idea to make it an instant kill. I think it would have been great to make it, like, let's say, down a hunter, and that's about it. But instantly killing them, I think that's a little too brutal. But it was their decision. Who knows what maybe they could have changed it later in the end if they had enough time. But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, this design was awesome. I really like the horns too right here. I also like to point out that the horns right here are very, very cool too. I just think the overall design is dope. It does look similar to Meteor Goliath with these things on its head, but man, it's just such a cool design. I love the eyes too. It definitely gives off Leviathan vibes, you know? My favorite, though, out of the two of the monsters, the second one I'm going to show you in a bit, is the second one. But yeah, it's cool. Weather rain. What is that? What is this? Anyways, I'm not here to show you this, but man, this is really cool. I don't know what that next video was. I'm going to check it out. It's got the mammoth birds in it. But yeah, this is dope. I mean, the whole design of it is cool. I love it. Look at that mouth. I love the mouth too. The overall design is just awesome. I think it's great. But yeah, if you guys want to check this video out, it's right here. It's called MS-24 Leviathan by Chris Ashton. I'll leave a link to both the videos featured here in the description below. So yeah, but let's get into it. So actually, he had uploaded another one too. So he says this is early footage from Evolve. 24 months into development, Leviathans turned into more of a roaming hazards. These guys were supposed to pop up out of the ice, nab a hunter, swallow them, and vanish back into the water. The idea proved too technically difficult for much the same reason as the Titan did, which I'll get to that in a little bit. And this is as far as whoever got with it. they nailed the design. If only they implemented it into the game and didn't have the issues that they were facing, it would have been such a cool concept. But I think instantly killing a hunter would have been too brutal. Maybe if they grabbed them, swallowed them, and spit them back out, decapitating them or downing them, if you would say, would be better. But it was their choice. But yeah, this was cool. So the next one I'm gonna show you is right here. This one is the MS-23 Titan, and I think this is probably the coolest one. So I'll let you guys check it out right here. It definitely gives off crab vibes, you know? It looks like a crab, but it's so much cooler. I mean, look at this. Like, I just want to take a look at its design really quick. I mean, look at that. It's got 2 legs right there in the back. It's got 4 arms. I mean, I think it's really, really cool. This kind of looks like Isaac Clarke a little bit. I don't know why. But yeah, it's got... The thing is, he looks... He's really big. He looks more like he should be a monster instead of a wildlife. This guy was intended to be a wildlife instead of like the sloth and the tyrants. Similar to the Leviathan. They were supposed to be like wildlife instead of monsters. I agree with the Leviathan being a wildlife. It's small. It looks like an environmental monster. It feels like it. Plus, its design is meant like its abilities, nabbing a hunter and then eating them and going back into the ground. That's more of an environmental type of thing, you know. This guy, however, I mean, he looks like a straight up monster. He's huge. And plus, he already, I mean, look at him. I mean, he looks like you can play as him. I mean, he looks really, really good, but I can see why they wanted to make him an environmental monster because in the description, I'm going to read it right now. Early footage from Evolve 23 months into production. This was as far as we got with the Titan. It would hide under the snow and give a few warning shakes before bursting out of the ground, grabbing the offending hunter and ripping them in half. Such a cool idea, but it was fraught with many difficulties. It was so large that it required these huge empty spaces in the maps where it was obvious a Titan was hiding. Non-flat terrain would cause the knockback hunter to either be inside of the ground or floating above it, which I can see it happening. We also had problems with the dismemberment. It was a stupid expensive from a production and asset standpoint, and during playtesting, players hated the Titan because there wasn't really anything you could do to counter it. It was an instant kill, and it didn't go after the monster because that was a whole other level of technical challenges. Some people also felt like the epicness of the Titan took away from the coolness of the monsters in our game, which I can see that happening because the Titan is pretty dope. I think we could have made it work given enough time, but when considering all the technical problems combined with playtesting, feedback, and the perception problems, we felt we had to abandon the Titan. Now, here's what I see. I see a pattern in a lot of these problems with Turtle Rock and Evolve. They don't have enough time to do anything, man. I mean, like, their game came out in 2015, then they released Stage 2, and then I'm pretty sure the game shut down in 2018, right? Didn't it? I believe it's... When did Evolve shut down? November 2018. I mean, it literally shut down in 2018. Like, they've only had 3 years, you know, with the game. They only had 3 years. It's crazy. And look, there's another monster right there. I'm gonna get into more of these other monsters that in other videos he is making. If they're Evolve related, I'll probably make another video on these. But yeah, it seems like Turtle Rock didn't have enough time to do anything. I mean, 3 years. I would have, with all the stuff they had in the game already, I would say that they needed more time to work on new things. You know, I mean, 3 years they had to make all these different monsters, all these different maps, hunters, their abilities. I mean, developing these games and stuff takes time, and I don't think they had enough time. I'm sure if the game was still being updated to this day, I guarantee you these two they could have made these guys work in the game and they could have fixed it. You know, like nothing's impossible, but it just seems like they were not given enough time by 2K. I think 2K just really buried them. You know. This Titan is so cool. I mean, it would have been cool to play as him, but I can see him also being an environmental monster. Because, like, you know how the sloth roams around the lands? That's similar to what this guy is, except the sloth doesn't bury himself. He just sits there and waits for hunters that pass by and then he attacks them. This is exactly what he's doing, except he buries himself in the ground and then waits for them to pass by to ambush them. It's insane. And it's weird because this map, I don't know why, it looks familiar. It looks like it's been in the game already, but I don't recognize it. This looks like a sheer map. It definitely does. But this could be a different part of sheer. Like, you know how we have the barracks, the rendering plant, Avery, all these different types of map. This could be a different type of map as well, except it's with snow. So it's pretty obvious he was walking in an open area, like the description says. Like, look at this openness. He said if you can tell there's a titan living in here because of the openness. It is obvious that you can tell, but sometimes you could mistake this area for something else. But I guess it doesn't make it look obvious because it kind of looks like an arena almost, because there's rocks all around it. You can't see from the right or left side or the back, but the front, you can tell it's like all rocks around. Let me try going around. Yeah, like you can see it going around. It's kind of like an arena round, and it's kind of cool how it lets you know that you're about to be ambushed with the ground shaking. See that? I think it's such a cool idea. And then you can see there's rocks all around. But yeah, these are two monsters that did not make it into production, and I think it would have been cool, or development, not production, but same thing. I think it would have been cool if they were in the game, you know? Non-flat terrain would cause the knockback thunder to either be inside the they definitely were having issues, so I can see that. There wasn't really anything you could counter it. Anything you could do to counter it. Well, I mean, you can avoid the area if you could. You know, you see the area, you think, oh, you can see the area, and you'll be like, oh, there's a Titan there. So you just don't go to that spot. But I don't know. Maybe they were playing a different way and they were having troubles avoiding it. I don't think they should have made it instant kill. I think it would have been better if it was maybe at this. I think it would have been better if it was like if they downed the hunters instead of killing them instantly. I think that's a little too brutal. We're not playing Dark Souls. They should definitely just make it where you get downed instead, or at least take half your health away, maybe. And it didn't go after the monster because that was a whole other level of technical challenges. I feel like they could have made it work with that part because the sloth and the tyrants do go after the monster. They attack them. The tyrants, man, they do an insane amount of damage to the monsters. I mean, honestly, the tyrants are probably the alphas when it comes to the monsters, except when they reach stage 2 and 3, then the monster becomes the alpha. But at stage 1, tyrants are the king, which is why they're so scary, and why it's also a reason why you always avoid them at stage 1. I feel like this guy right here would have been as deadly too, He seems like he's really tough. I mean, like Look at that. You know, he looks as strong as a tyrant. Maybe stronger because he has arms. The tyrant just swims around. Actually, no, the tyrant does have arms and legs, but he doesn't really use them as often, except when he gets out of the water and then he grabs a hunter. If he's in the water, he just swims around. But if he gets out, he grabs the hunters. And I think he grabs them. I could be mistaken. I don't remember. I haven't played Legacy in a long time. I have been playing recently, but I haven't run into a Tyrant in a long, long time. You know, I've always avoided them, so I don't see their animations that often. But I know the Mega Mouths, which are also alpha wildlife, they do grab the hunters and they slam them and then they bite them. This guy, man, he's rips them in half. That's so cool. Look at that. And then the roar, man, it's just so good. And then he goes back in the ground. I think it's a cool design. They should have definitely put him in. But man, they needed time to do this. They really did. I mean, these guys are so cool. I like the Leviathan design a lot. I like both their designs, but I think I like the Titan a little more. The Titan is definitely the coolest. This is a shot of him coming out of the water right there. He's definitely a worm. He definitely gives off Leviathan vibes. And he's so cool. I remember they were making a worm type of monster. They had the blueprints for it too. They were gonna put it in the game. And then the game got shut down. And you know, that was a whole thing. But like they were gonna add this thing in the game too. I mean, they definitely had plans to add a worm in the game, and this was one of them, plus the other monster. It's crazy. I believe I can find that monster. Let me see. Evolve worm monster. This was the monster that they were gonna add. I'm actually gonna save it, guys, so you can see it. This was the worm that they were gonna add in the game. Sticky fluid nozzle right there. Strong, spring-loaded proboscis. Weird growth and programs indicate boss monster engineering. He was called the Velvet Worm. I mean, these monsters would have been so cool. Actually, my bad, guys. I can't. You guys don't see what I'm seeing. All right, guys. I'm able to show it now. Sorry about that. I thought I thought OBS was showing it, but yeah, it's got a sticky fluid nozzle right here. It's got the spring-loaded proboscis right here, or whatever that is. Weird growth and protrusions indicate boss monster engineering. I guess here on the back, and it was called the Velvet Worm. Such a cool design. Am I crazy for thinking that? I mean, I shouldn't be. These monsters are so cool. If they were added in the game, it would have been amazing, you know, because like it would have been so unique. It would have been so cool. All the monsters in Evolve are unique. Besides the alternates like Meteor Goliath, Elder Kraken. Yes, they are very different from their original counterparts. You know, Elder Kraken being red, the design is different. It has different abilities, but it still has that same feeling as its original counterpart. You know, you play Elder Kraken, you're still playing a Kraken, and you still feel like you're playing a Kraken. It's just a different play style. Meteor Goliath is not so different. You're just playing regular Goliath, but stronger version of himself. You know, you're just playing a stronger Goliath version. Glacial Behemoth, similar, but not really. He's also different play style, completely different play style, but you're still playing a Behemoth. If these monsters were in the game like this worm, oh my god, it would have been the game is so unique. They did a great job with the monsters. I mean, each monster is different from the last. You started with Goliath, your typical brawler monster. Then you get to Kraken, which is completely different than Goliath, and you're like, damn, they're doing a great job here. And then Wraith, who's another different, completely different playstyle. She's completely stealthy, relies on, her stealth for victory. It's so good. And then you get to Behemoth and then Gorgon, and then like there's just so many good monsters there. They did a great job of making them all different than one another. Gorgon is so cool because she can latch to walls, she can ambush the monster. I mean, I remember watching one of the intro videos to Gorgon, and it would tell me that I can latch into like the ceiling, wait for the hunters to pass by, and then I can go back to where I came from, basically juking them. It was amazing. Like, it was awesome. Imagine the possibilities were endless with Turtle Rock and Evolve, man. Like, they did such a great job making the monsters. I guarantee you, if they were under the right management, like, and I don't mean 2K, I mean like an actual company that cares about what they were doing, they could have done so many good things. If they had enough time, if a company that wasn't 2K was managing them and had the same passion that they did for the game, they could have done a lot of great things. They could have done a lot of great things. The game could have been around still. We could have had this monster here, the Titan, the Leviathan. We could have had so many cool monsters. And it's not even just about the monsters. Imagine the hunters. We could have had a lot of cool hunters in the game too, Even the hunters, man, they're all unique in their own way. It's pretty incredible what Turtle Rock was able to create, the world that they were able to create. And they just couldn't, tell it the way they wanted, and they couldn't do more. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I am out of time for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy these videos. The Titan and the Leviathan. I will be linking these videos in the description below so you can look at them yourselves. But man, these were some great monsters that they could have added. I really think they should have added them in the game. But of course, they were having the difficulties, so they couldn't. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to see any other Evolve related videos, and I'll be sure to make them. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.